Hello, today's Pokemon review is on the Kanto starters. This is the Pokemon Scale World line by Bandai and it includes Charmander, Squirtle and Bulbasaur. Hitokage, Zenigame and Fushigidane are their Japanese names. Pokemon Scale World is a Japanese exclusive set, so the only way to get hold of these figures is to import them in from Japan. And it focuses on releasing Pokemon and trainer figures in 1 to 20th scale. On the top we see the other figures released in the Kanto set. So this is box 1 of 6 different box sets. In box 2 we get Charmeleon and Pikachu. In box 3 we have Eevee and Wartortle. Box 4 has Mew and Ivysaur. Box 5 has Mewtwo. And box 6 has Red. Now I will be reviewing every single one of these sets, so if you don't want to miss out on any in-depth reviews of any of those sets, make sure to hit that subscribe button now. In Japan, these are known as candy sets, so each box set does come with a piece of gum to make it qualify. Each set also retails for about 500 yen, and you can get that slightly cheaper if you order a full box set. But 500 yen equates to about $4.50, so each figure is really only about $1.50 each. Let's have a more detailed look at Squirtle with a 360-degree spin. So Squirtle is the smallest of the 3 figures and it stands at 25mm tall. I really like this figure. I think the paintwork on it is very clean and you can see the amount of detailing they've put in the back and the front of the shell. So there's such nice detailing for a very small figure. This Squirtle figure is super adorable, very cute, and overall I really do like it. Let's have a detailed look at the Charmander. The Charmander figure stands at 30mm tall, so slightly bigger than the Squirtle, and as you can see again, there's very clean paintwork on this figure, and it does have that clear plastic for the flame on the back of its tail. However, for some reason they've used a very dull colour palette on this figure, and the biggest flaw of this figure is that the head and the arms are one piece and the body is one piece, and what they've done is they've stuck both pieces together and that's left this very ugly seam line all across the neck and under the arms and on the back of the neck. These seam lines were not present on the Charmander figure when we first got shots of the prototypes of this line, so it's definitely something that they left in once they started to mass produce these figures. The rest of the figure, such as underneath, is painted very nicely, and this Charmander figure does come with an extra piece, which is a clear piece that stops the figure from toppling onto its tail. So this piece just slots in underneath the tail, but this Charmander figure can stand without this piece. It's just there to help it stay sturdy. Let's have a more detailed look at the Bulbasaur figure. So Bulbasaur is the biggest of the 3 figures and it stands at 35mm tall, and I really like how big the bulb on the back is. As we'll see later, it is actually the biggest bulb compared to other comparable figures. For me, I really like this Bulbasaur figure. I think the sculpt on it is amazing. I think the paintwork is very clean and they've used very vibrant colours. The copyright is hidden away underneath the figure. And overall, I'm just very happy with this Bulbasaur figure. I'm normally quite critical with Bulbasaur figures because Bulbasaur is the first starter Pokemon that I played the games with. So if I say a Bulbasaur figure is really good, I really do mean it. Now I'm just going to compare the figures with their Wicked Cool Toys and Tomy counterparts. So the first thing you can see with these Squirtle figures is that there's a huge difference in their size. The Wicked Cool Toys is the biggest of the 3, closely followed by the Tomy figure, and the Scale World figure is just tiny compared to the other 2. The other difference you notice is that the colour palettes used are quite different. For some reason the Wicked Cool Toys have gone with a very dull colour palette, whereas the other 2 have much more vibrant colours used. Out of the 3, I really prefer the Scale World figure. I think it's super cute and it just looks better than the other 2. Moving on to Charmander, we see the same thing. There's a huge difference in the size of these figures. Again, Wicked Cool Toys has the biggest of the 3. Tomy again is the second largest and the Scale World is the smallest. Another difference between these 3 figures is in the tail. The Scale World figure is the only figure that's used a clear plastic for the flame on the back of Charmander's tail, whereas the other 2 have just painted in on top of the plastic. And the other major difference is in the colour palettes used. For some reason, Scale World have gone with a very dull orange colour palette on their Charmander figure, whereas the other 2 have used very vibrant oranges. And I think the vibrant oranges just stand out so much more. You've also got a difference in the stances. You've got the Wicked Cool Toys doing that dab stance, and the Scale World is in a neutral stance, whereas the Tomy is in a celebrating stance. Again, with the Bulbasaur figures, we have the difference in size. This time though, the Scale World is actually bigger than the Tomy. The Wicked Cool Toys Bulbasaur still comes in as the biggest of the 3. The other major difference with these Bulbasaur figures is the bulb on the back. The Scale World figure actually has the biggest bulb out of the 3, and I think that makes the figure look so much better than the other 2. Overall, my favourite of the 3 is the Scale World Bulbasaur figure. I think it's used the best colour palette and I just think it looks better. Next, I thought I'd just show you the figures side by side just to see how they look together. Here are the 3 Tomy starters versus Scale World starters, and here's Scale World versus Wicked Cool Toys. Now I just want to show you the relative size of these figures to other Pokemon toy lines that I'm collecting. So first up we have the Wicked Cool Toys Gyarados figure, the Wicked Cool Toys Blastoise, Wicked Cool Toys Gengar, Takara Tommy's Mongol Pikachu, SH Figuarts Mewtwo, SH Figuarts Ash, Wicked Cool Toys Ash, Figma Lilie, and Tommy's Serena. My overall thoughts on the Pokemon Scale World Kanto starter set is I really love these figures. Having looked at the other figures in the line, I think this is fast becoming my favourite Pokemon toy line, so I highly recommend you pick these figures up. Each box set retails for 500 yen, which is about $4.50, which is relatively cheap when you compare it to other Pokemon toy lines. I've heard a lot about how expensive this line is, and that is true when you start to purchase the bigger figures and if you decide to buy the limited edition sets. However, if you stick to the main core sets, they only retail for 500 yen each. I myself will be collecting as much of the line as I can, so I do have all the limited edition sets so far, including Professor Oak and the Kanto Final Star Evolution set, the Blue and Arcanine set, the Leaf, Gengar and Clefable set, and the Sylph Company set. Now I will be reviewing these sets, so if you don't want to miss out on any of those reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button now. Next up, I will be doing a review on box 2 from this set, which includes Charmeleon and Pikachu. If you liked that video, hit the thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more Pokemon toy reviews, hit that subscribe button now. Now go back and watch all my other videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.